Shalom. Before I begin this video, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that continually rule very well to this very day. That is feeding the flock through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Also, Shalom to the hopeful elect that is also laboring this work in this labor of love, giving your diligence to make your calling and election sure, and to spread this ministry and this gospel to the other members of the hopeful elect in faith, in truth and sincerity, and in all charity. Now, I haven't came up with a topic for this video as of yet. An observation through the spirit, an observation was made at the camp today, in which is going into the shadow, all right, and which specifically when you speak about the shadow, in which scriptures go into the land, which is known as the shadow of death, in which King David spoke about in Psalms, the 23rd chapter, in which he speaks about the valley of the shadow of death. We're residing in that same valley, all right, the valley of the shadow of death, because in this land is death at every turn. You have to constantly look over your shoulder, and anything in this society that we're living in right now, anything could be your downfall, your death, all right, because this place is toxic. Okay, it's not conducive to life. That's one of the reasons why Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is going to destroy this place off the face of the planet Earth, all right, in which America is known as Babylon the Great in the Bible. Okay, so the Lord has spoken within the scriptures that he's going to destroy Babylon, which is America, and it's going to be left without inhabitants, and it's going to be left as a desert wasteland. Okay, and speaking of the valley of the shadow of death, right? So concerning the shadow, a shadow is only there for a moment. Okay, it's only there for a moment, and it doesn't last long, because really America hasn't been in rulership for that long. All right, compared to other kingdoms that ruled in the ancient world, America hasn't had a long as a rulership as previous kingdoms. Okay, really roughly over 200 years. Okay, when America was established as America, with the Declaration of Independence going back to the 1700s, that's when America was established. Okay, and then afterwards, 200 and some odd years later, America's about to go down. Okay, so again, that's the shadow, man. All right, and not only that, is that the scriptures also speak about America being in rulership for a short time. All right, this kingdom that's being ruled right now by Edom, the nation of Edom, which is the biblical nationality of the so-called white man. Their rulership was not going to last very long, man. All right, pursuant to Revelations, the 12th chapter in the 12th verse, saying the devil's going to come down upon us with great wrath because he know he had but a short time. So again, with that being said, concerning this valley, which is the valley of the shadow of death, it's gonna be out of here in no time, man. All right, it's a done deal. But going back into the shadow, right? A shadow is only here for a moment and then it's gone. All right. And I think about a shadow really is dictated by the light. All right. Wherever you shine the light at, the shadow is going to move accordingly. Okay. So with that light being Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, you have the shadow that's being cast. All right. And that goes to show you that this man that's in rulership, he didn't get his power on his own. All right. That power that he has comes from the light, which is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. All right. You know, the Lord gave him that power. The Lord gave him his seat and his rulership. Okay. The Lord's the one who gives certain nations power on the earth. So the powers that be that are in rulership right now are the Edomites. Okay? Until, like the scriptures say, until he be taken out of the way. Okay, so the scripture I want to grab first is Daniel, the 4th chapter. And this is at the Slakia. I think I might have a verse up. It's Daniel, the 4th chapter, and this is at the 32nd verse. Actually, no, Slakia. It's 4 and 17. It's in Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. It says, "This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the bases of men." So the Lord gives the kingdom to whomsoever he will. And in this time today, he's giving that unto the bases of men. When you look at this Edomite, man, without his blessing, which is the sword, he would be nothing. Okay? That's why Esau holds so dear to his blessing, the sword, which is the modern day weaponry that you see today, the rifles, the pistols, you know, all these all the guns that they have. You know, that's why the Second Amendment was put in place. Okay, the right to bear arms, because that's their blessing. All right, and the Lord is the one who gave him that blessing. Okay, he gave him the blessing, and he gave him his rulership. But this man is a base man. All right, and we brought out before that when you deal with something that's based, that's at the very bottom of the totem pole. All right, and when you have a base, let's say for instance you're building a structure or a house, that base is at the very bottom, at the that's at the ground. All right, and at the ground where you have mud, sand, bugs, insects. So we're dealing with a base man. The lowest of the low, the lowest of all the heathen. Okay? But guess what? The Lord gave him his power. Alright? That lets you know how powerful Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is, man. If he allowed the basis of all men to rule over us. Okay? Now I want to go on from there. I want to get Psalms chapter 23. I'm going to get straight to the point. This is at verse 4. It says, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me." So in that verse it says, yeah, though we walk in the valley of the shadow of death, in which we're doing now, we're not going to fear any evil, man, because Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is with us. Okay? And what's that rod and that staff? That's Yahweh Shai. All right, which comes in the form of this knowledge that we have, man, this truth. All right, This is our comfort, because the Lord said before He left us, He said that He wasn't going to leave us comfortless, but He will come to us. And the way that He has came to us is in the form of His Word. All right, these words that He's left behind for us, for our comfort. Okay, while the shadow overpass. Okay, and like I mentioned before at the beginning of the video, a shadow exists for a short amount of time. Okay, and actually, let me go ahead and grab the scripture which I quoted earlier. Revelations, the 12th chapter. It's at the 12th verse. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them." Right, so the heavens are rejoicing, man. All right, that's talking about us. We're the heavens, man. The Israelites. It says, "Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea." Right. The inhabitants of Babylon. Okay. It says, "For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." See, he has but a short time, man. So this devil has a certain amount of time to where he's going to rule, and then he's going to go down. All right. That's why Esau is getting impatient, especially with us, man. Okay. Why? Because now he's starting to set up certain scenarios to trap us up. All right. But you already know what the scriptures say about the ones who have laid snares. Really, he's laying that snare for his own feet, and he's going to get caught in that same snare that he laid for us, man. Also, the stone that's being rolled, it said that same stone's going to roll back on him. All right. Now, I have some other scriptures here I want to grab. This is the book of Matthew, the 4th chapter. This is at the 16th verse. It says, "The people which sat in darkness saw great light." Right. And what's that light? That light is Yahweh Shai, man. Okay. The ones that sat in darkness, they've seen great light. And how are they seeing that light today? By His men. The men have that light. Okay. We're known as the candles that is set up here on the planet Earth. All right. The Lord says He's going to search Jerusalem with candles, and that's what you're seeing. Okay. You're seeing the candlesticks being set up. Okay. So again, it says, "The people which sat in darkness saw great light, and to them which sat in the region and shadow of death," right? That same valley which I read about earlier, light is sprung up. See, now the light is being sprung up, man. All right. And that shadow is disappearing day in and day out. Okay. Because guess what? With the light, if you fill a room with light, then there's absolutely nowhere that the shadow can run to. There's nowhere that darkness can run to, man, or scurry under. All right. Because as the light get brighter and brighter, that shadow disappears until the whole room be full of light. And that's exactly what happened. It was a time to where this world was in complete darkness. There was no light. All right. There was no knowledge of the Most High. And then came the men of the Lord, the prophets. And now that light is starting to shine brighter. Okay. I'm go back. yeah, that's a good verse, because that goes into our people not considering Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Okay, they're not considering that they're sitting in darkness right now. All right, why? Because they love darkness. All right. Oh, case in point, it was a guy that came. Actually, it was a guy that was near the camp last weekend, and he was off in the corner, man. Talking madness, man. Off in the corner, and really, man, he didn't want to come to the light. All right. He tried to come up and challenge us, and he ended up getting cursed out. Why? Because he saw the light, and he didn't want to come near the light. And then when he got near the light, he got exposed. All right. Actually, let me get that scripture in a little bit. Yeah, let me. I'm gonna go ahead and grab it, because I believe that's all the scriptures that I have on that. It's like it. It's John chapter 3, and this is at verse 19. It says, "And this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil." See? You see, it was a point in time to where darkness was engrossed over the whole entire planet Earth. Again, there was no knowledge of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, or the Israelites, right? But now that light has come up, darkness can't comprehend it, because it's been refreshed. All right. This is why this is strange to the people, as if this is something new, in which it is new, all right. But the new that we speak of is refreshed, all right, or it was made new. Okay, this message was before of old, going back to the ancient world, but these things that are written, or that were written back in the ancient world, now they're being revealed, all right, and that's by way of prophecy. Okay. It's like, yeah, I want to go that way. Now, I want to grab another precept for just a moment. It's the book of Revelations, the 20th chapter, and it's at the 3rd verse. It says, "And cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled." And that happened. Okay, those 1,000 years were fulfilled after the Byzantine Empire, because during the Byzantine Empire, that was a rulership where our people were ruling, and they were ruling for 1,000 years. All right, and then after those 1,000 years were expired, that's when Esau came up out of the crevices. All right, and came back into power, right? And that happened during the time of what we call today as the Renaissance era. Okay, it says that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed a little season. See, afterwards he's going to be loosed for a little season, and we're actually in that little season right now. Yeah, I was trying to look for another precept. That's okay. But yeah, we're in that little season right now, man. All right, and that little season is about to be up. Okay, mind you, when America was established, right, Up until this time, or the point when America was established, up until this time right now, it's been a period of 200 years. Or a little over 200 years, Slakia. Going back to John, the 3rd chapter. Slakia, I had the verse, but I got to get it again. Back at John, the 3rd chapter, the 19th verse. It says, "And this is the condemnation, that light has come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved." And that's why when the light shines and the shadow is cast, that shadow can't come into the light. All right? And that's a balance. That's why the Lord, in Isaiah, the 45th chapter, if I'm not mistaken, it said the Lord has created light and darkness. All right? And when the Lord created light and darkness, he separated them. That's why, and I believe it's in 1 Corinthians, if I'm not mistaken, that it says, what communion have light with darkness? Because again, the Lord separated them. The Lord separated the light and he separated the dark. He separated the righteous and he separated the wicked. Okay? He separated Israel from the rest of the heathen. Okay? I read verse 20 again. It says, "For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved. But he that doeth truth," all right? Hey, it's all about truth. "But he that doeth truth cometh to the light, that his deeds may be made manifest, that they are wrought in the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai." And there it is. So the ones that do a truth, they're going to come into the light. All right? Now, yeah, they're going to get rebuked. They're going to get broken down. But they have to be broken down in order to be built up again. All right? That's why the Lord spoke about being born again. You have to come into this thing as a babe, not knowing anything. Come with a clean slate. Then you're able to learn. And then when you learn, you'll be able to teach others also. Okay? But I'm going to go ahead and end off on that note. Lord's will is edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. Till next time, once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well to this very day. Shalom, peace and safety, and salutations to the whole elect that is also planning his work, that's giving your due diligence to make your calling and election sure, in faith, in truth, and sincerity, and all charity. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.